My biggest love above all is sports and athletes, you know, and that's what led me to my initial studies, you know, that got me here. And my dad was a professional AFL player, and you know, so our family was fed based off his athletic prowess for a number of years. And so I pursued football in his footsteps as well. Got to a waffle level, semi the level below AFL. But once you're sort of like 22, 23, you kind of know that you're not getting drafted, and then it becomes like all right, I'm getting paid $300 a week here for a part-time job, basically. How much do I really love it? And once the drive towards AFL wasn't there anymore, I realized I didn't love it as much, you know, to be putting that amount of effort in. So then that's what led me to pursue bodybuilding. And absolutely, bodybuilding is one of my loves, and I put my all into that. But from doing all my years as a sports athlete before bodybuilding, and playing waffle and being a national rower and going through like the sports camps that we used to go to, you know, they're some of my best memories of all time, you know. And it's like when you're in camp, it's like the rest of the world doesn't matter. All that matters is your boys, your team, your training, your eating, your recovery. That's all that matters. It's so hard to capture that as an adult. Yes. Because if you're out of the sporting scene and your professional career, you just weren't good enough, which is totally cool. It's kind of, for most people, that's the last time they experience that. I know. And it's sad because, you know, a lot of people pursuing sort of competitive goals nowadays in adult years, but there's the pull of the mortgage and the finances and the business stress and the relationships, and you just can't have that same sense of like being in camp. And then what I also didn't like about bodybuilding is that it's and especially sort of being at the bodybuilding shows, it's like all of these individuals showing up in their hoodies like by themselves, and everyone training by themselves, and no community, no camaraderie. It's not how it was. It's not how it used to be. It's not how it was. And I never had my time sort of going through that, but I've put up the videos and the documentaries, and I've seen what it used to be. With like Muscle Beach, with Schwarzenegger. I mean, my granddad used to do it with Reg Park and all that back in the 50s and 60s. It was different. Like the athletes played together, shows together, go on the bus together. I've seen all of that, and then compete. But nowadays, new school bodybuilding is very different. It's very isolated, and it's very a single man sport, or an individual sport, I should say. And I just had this idea pop up into my mind, where I was like surely it's not that hard to bring, you know, like sports camps and training camps into bodybuilding. Like surely it's not that hard to bring the team aspect into bodybuilding, because from what I know through being on a team for the first 22 years of my life, is that individuals on a team are stronger together than the sum of the 100%. Parts. And I'm just certain that if I can bring bodybuilders together around the world, bring them together, that we can all become stronger than if we were sort of just all pursuing it alone. And so that was when the seed was planted. And when was this? This would have been, I mean, I work quick, so it would have been June of last year. Okay. June of last year was when the first seed was planted. And then I was like, but I want it to be, there needs to be an elite feel about it. It can't just be like a bunch of randoms. It needs to be sort of a high level of success buy-in, so that it can be an element of success breeding more success, and there can be sort of this draw of like people wanting to be in it, you know. And then I was sort of faced with the challenge of like, how's this amateur who hasn't competed before gonna convince 20 pros to come out to his camp? And you know, I got turned down a lot, you know, but those people that turned me down, I fucking know that they'll be regretting that after seeing what we did this week. They'll be gutted, you know, and too bad, you know. Like, if you, I can understand why they didn't want to take a chance on me, but I got no track record or evidence for this event working. But note to those listening, like, you didn't give a fuck. You just backed yourself. And
you stuck to your vision.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I just kept asking people, and yeah, I got knocked back a few, but then, you know, every 5 that knocked me back, one would be like, yeah, fuck it, why not? Like, I like your concept, you know. I don't know if it's going to work, but your concept is sound, and I can get behind this. And I just sort of grew the team little bit by little bit, and managed to get sort of a group of 20 pros together with 5 high-level amateurs sort of pursuing the pro card in the next 12 months. And what I was just hoping was that we could bring the element of training camps that, you know, all other sports teams do, and bring that into bodybuilding, and make bodybuilding sort of a team sport for a week where we're living together, pushing each other, learning from each other, you know, and just making everyone better. And the beauty of the training camps is number one, there's a competitive element. No one wants one of their other teammates to outdo them, you know. So we're on the Stairmaster together, and if someone bumps it up a level, everyone else bumps it up a level. You know, they don't want anyone else to outdo them. So we all naturally sort of elevating because of that. And then, you know, we're in the dining hall, you know, no one's ordering food in because you don't want to be the weak link in the group.
Yep.
You know, so everyone's got their scales out. Everyone's weighing out all their food, you know. Pump is catering all the foods of chicken, steak, rice, potato. So everyone's locked in, you know, because you don't want to be the weak link in the group. That's, again, the power of the team and the accountability of the team. And then, you know, there's a few guys in prep during this camp. And, you know, if anyone that's been in prep before, you know, some days you're going to feel low. It's just the reality of the game. You're never going to be bouncing around and feeling your best all the time. And you know, when some of those guys have their low day, or the girls have their low day, you got teammates around you to give you extra support when you need it. You know, so the camp just beautifully works in the sense that it pulls up people who are struggling, and it gives this extra sense of accountability to block any sort of deviations. You know, you just don't think about slacking on your cardio, or you don't think about missing a rep, or you don't think about having some extra food you're not supposed to, because you got a team around you. You know,
it's the power of community.
It is the power of the community, and you know, we there were 25 people that went into this camp. You know, and a few people knew each other. A few maybe followed on Instagram, but largely, you know, there was no friendships there. But, you know, 1 week together smashing each other in the gym, you know, being there for 5 a.m, wake ups together for the cardio, doing ice baths together, doing saunas together longer than we wanted to. You know, like when someone wanted to leave the sauna, this actually happened. You know, someone gets up, no, stop, don't, you'll regret it. Sit back. You know, like that. That's what was happening. You know,
that's what happened at camp when you're at school.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, we came out of that week like fucking family. You know, and
you could see it. And you could see it in the videos, and you know, a lot of the people there I hadn't heard of before, but literally every single person there was like sharing, posting, commenting. It was just
it went much bigger than I originally anticipated. You know, I always knew that we would be able to get like the physical and the mental benefits from it, you know, from the training structure and all of those things. But what I didn't expect was sort of the deeper emotional value that came from it, and the team building. You know, on the final day, when we were just wrapping up, I got everyone to sort of say something that they took away from camp, or something that they were thankful for from the camp. You know, and there was some athletes there saying, you know, like, I've got no friends back at home. I've never felt like I've had any support in this sport,
so
and for the first time, I feel like I'm a part of something. And you know, there were tears, man. And like me seeing that, I was like, fuck, we've created something much bigger than bodybuilding here. You know, this is truly life-changing stuff that we're doing here. And you know, like, the beauty of Pro Camp was that no one was making any money from it, you know, but everyone took away value.